scale because we're not wasting all that space on the bottom of the grid now. Okay, everything else stays the same though. Now you plot the points. So now 2, 73, it might be a little easier to find. Here's t is 2, and then 60, 70, 80, so 73 right around here. Now one thing I do want to mention or two things I want to mention with a broken line, you can also do it on the t-axis. So just suppose they said that in the directions up here, they said that when they defined the variable to be t represents the year since, say, 1990, and then they gave you the year 2007, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Well, 1990 is a good 15 or 17 years before 2007. So you could also do a broken line on the t-axis to start with if you wanted to, if those were the directions. Usually the t doesn't need a broken line because they don't get too weird with the data values when they define the variables. Usually it's just on the output axis, but again, it could be on either one. Another point I wanted to make is that when you do the broken line, it should always be from 0 through whatever number you start at here. What you don't want to do is you don't say start at 60, then 70, then 80, and then put a broken line, and then pick up wherever you want to. The broken line should always come between 0 and whatever number you put on that first or second tick mark. Okay, moving along. Is the data linear? Well, obviously, looking at these grids, a ruler, if you were to try to draw a line through any 2 points, all of the points are not on the line, so it's not linear. Okay, and looking at the table, we see if we go up by 1 year, notice how the first, from 2007 to 8, it went from 73 to 99 average price. That's a change of going up about $26. And then the next year, it went down like $37. Okay, so that pattern is not consistent. Okay, going up and down, up and down. So definitely not linear. Okay, we already talked about in part C why the broken line graph is appropriate. Okay, it's because we skip a lot of values, or we skip several values from 0 to 60. Okay, so again, all these values down here, okay, we're skipping over. So a broken line graph is appropriate. And then why do we think there's no identifiable pattern? Okay, well, this is a graph of crude oil as time goes on, and crude oil, the price of it will depend on several variables. Okay, so the price of crude oil depends on several variables, and most, if not all, those variables are unpredictable. Okay, so there will not be most likely there will not be an identifiable pattern or a nice linear pattern in our case for the price of crude oil because of all those variables. Okay, so that takes care of some basic point plotting and scatter plots. And the next video will have some more examples of that.